Adobe might be going and doing a brand new trading chat feature update. As you know already, if you go and trade someone who is not in the same age category as you inside of Adobe, you can only go and communicate them by using these set of emojis. There are 6 emojis. You can tell them to add a pet, remove a pet, and do whatever. But what you can't do is use actual words. Well, Roblox has actually updated their policies and means that there's now a way that you can talk to people in different age categories without technically chatting to people in different age categories. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. So obviously the whole purpose of this is that if you're in a certain age group, you can only talk to people in a certain age group for like child protection and all that sort of stuff. So this is the current chart. So if you go and join me and adopt me and you can't communicate with me, chances are you're not in the same age category as me, which is why I will not go and see your message of you begging me for your mega neon bat dragon that you really wanted because you got scammed for. These are the age category guides, so if you're under 9, you can only speak to people under 13, you can't speak to people 13 or over, meaning you wouldn't be able to go and speak to me if you're under the age of 9. Well, we have some pretty interesting news, which is actually really exciting, which will go and combat that. Obviously, we want Roblox and all the people on there to be safe, but going and communicating in Adopt Me in its current state is kind of pretty difficult still. It's hard to go and tell people to go and do something or to say hi or to say something in game. Which is why Royale High has done something kind of revolutionary. Something that we kind of thought originally broke Roblox's rules. Royale High made this video on one of the Royale High fan accounts. They said this doesn't violate Roblox community rules. Using it to bypass chat filters would be against the rules. Basically, Adopt Me originally said they're not allowed to go and add any new features to communicate with each other because then it would be bypassing the chat rules. This person and this game has added new features and it's not bypassing the rules. How do I know? Well, Roblox replied and said the words exactly. Roblox is basically permitting Royale High to kind of bypass the rules without bypassing the rules. They said, but it's not bypassing the rules. These messages are friendly, age-appropriate, and totally insult-free and swear-free for roleplay/gameplay purposes. Just wholesome, silly fun in a roleplay game. Think of them like emotes/interactions and not a replacement for chat. So this might be coming into the game of Adopt Me. Instead of going and getting a chat replacement, we might be going and getting emotes and interactions coming into the chat. Now, I'm going to go and give you a demonstration. This right here is the clip from the Royale High Twitter or X account. So we can go and see if they want to. Let's just press play. I will show you. This right here, they press the chat button at the top, and then you can click on a subcategory. Now this, when I was a kid, on a game called Club Penguin, which doesn't exist anymore, this was the only way you could communicate with people. There wasn't any way that you could type your own message. The only thing you could do was click on a button and then press another button. So if you want to say hello to someone, you press the chat button, you click on greetings, and you then click on any of these things, which makes sense. So if they then go and click it, it will actually say that word, and it will say it in the global chat. So it basically bypasses you not being able to type to people in the same age category as you, puts it in the chat, and says it above your head as if you typed it, but you didn't. That's crazy. It kind of sounds like a bypass, but Roblox is allowing it. So the whole reason that they're doing this is, to be honest, they should have just done this in the first place. They should have just added a verified chat thing like this instead of removing it fully for people in the wrong category sort of thing. I think this is way better. But anyway, you click on it, then there's different things. So you could click on the goodbye section and then click on any of these things to say back later. Because obviously if I want to say back later to the people who are in the wrong age category as me right now, I can't do that. There's no way to do it. All I can do is press hi, I'm thinking about it, deal, plus remove or no. There's no other buttons. But if Roblox Adopt Me goes and implements this, I could say back later, or I'll trade you later, or I'll think about it, or something along those lines, or I'm looking for other offers. you'd press that button and it would send it to the chat of everyone. Now, is Adopt Me gonna go and add this? Well, if popular other games such as Royale High go and do it and it works successfully, I'm sure Adopt Me would go and follow. Why would they not go and implement a system that Roblox is allowing and would benefit the game in terms of allowing players to communicate with each other and other things like that? So let's see some other examples. Compliments, you could say compliments. Great. I'm glad there is not an insult section. You could go up and say your outfit's 10 out of 10 and it would say it in the chat to every single person. Great. The only issue is I think there needs to be a cooldown, because if not, you could spam click. If I was you, I just go click, 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 and I would have just sent 100 messages and flooded the game chat, which realistically is probably what will happen. They'll be like, hey, can I have that pet? Can I have that pet? And they just click it a million times. But this is kind of interesting. You click responses. Great. Adopt Me needs a response section in-game. Implement that. Now, Adopt Me did say that they're working on going and updating stuff. Potentially, they're already working on doing this behind the scenes, and we just don't know it. They don't tell everything to everyone, but what Adopt Me did send in a message recently was that they're implementing new systems to allow people to communicate with each other, to go and improve what they have currently when you're going and trading with people in the different age categories. So responses, you could click on any of these things. Great. It looks like some of them even involve emojis, but it looks pretty decent. You could click on questions. Maybe the question would be, want to check out my house, or want to trade. I press the want to trade button, walk up to someone, click on questions, click want to trade, and they might go and reply by clicking on like the greetings or something. Now, there are some interesting ones. There's gameplay, which is where I think we have the weird, yeah, this is 6-7 question mark. Who came up with that? They added memes. You could press the 6-7 button. It would say 6-7 in your chat. Every single person in your Adopt Me server would be able to see it, and they all know that you like 6-7. You know what? I guess that will give an identifier of if you're 6 or 7, if you're typing 6-7. But again, you click on the chat, you'd click a subcategory, and it would then implement it into the game. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So unfortunately, I'm declining. Shout out to Julia is cool. I didn't even know my trades were on. But basically, I think Adopt Me is going to go and implement this. It might take a while. They might not go and do this straight away. We don't know when this sort of update is going to be coming out into the game. There's most likely, if they do implement this, going to be a button on the right hand side, and it will be like a drop down menu. It will say like greetings, questions, suggestions. You click on it, then you click on something else. Again, this is how chatting in video games used to work back in like 2010. Okay, that's how these old school gaming systems used to work. There wasn't like a type whatever you want and it goes and sends it as a message. So I guess we've kind of gone backwards a bit in terms of the tech, but in terms of child safety and protection, this is good, and it allows people to communicate with each other, which is great. So I just thought I'd share this, that Roblox is now allowing this, so we can expect to see this sort of thing coming into Adopt Me soon, hopefully, assuming that all of this goes correctly. This user recently won a bunny swirl by being a subscriber, liking and commenting on my video. I add them as a friend, and they literally then go and get completely free pets. If you want to go and do that, make sure you go and subscribe. It's easy and it's free, and 60% of you guys watching this haven't even subscribed yet, so you're literally missing out. Press the button on the screen to check out another video that YouTube thinks you'd like to go and watch next. And go and check it out, and I hope to see you there.